This is Level Up Success Podcast with Neth and Truth.
Hey, how you doing, friends and family? This is the Level Up
Success Podcast.
and welcome to another episode where we always bring knowledge and power to our listener. So tell me, Nate, how we going to start this now?
How you guys doing today, man? We're doing awesome, having a great time here. So we have a new guest today, and we just gonna talk about something new, just to educate our viewers. So before we talk about what it is that you do, why don't you give us your name, your background?
Of course. Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Sharilyn. I am from Passaic, New Jersey. That's where I grew up. I'm currently living in Jersey City. And then my ethnicity, I'm half Puerto Rican, half Nicaraguan, but I was raised full Puerto Rican.
Okay, awesome. So what is it that you do?
So I'm a sales manager at a hotel in New Jersey as well.
How did you get into that?
So actually, I got into it because growing up, like in high school, I was always the go-to organizer, organizing all the events, all the trips for all my friends and family. So when I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to go to college for, everybody was pointing out like, oh, why don't you go that route? And like, you like it so much, just make it a career.
Okay.
So I was like, that's true. Like, I never really thought about it as a career. So I started doing some research, and it basically told me that I should take the hospitality route.
Yes.
So I started in community college, graduated from there, and then I went to Montclair State and concentrated in hospitality management.
Okay. And how's it been going for you so far?
Great. So I started in hospitality with an internship in 2015.
Okay.
And then I moved on to working in a hotel. Before that, I was in a bank. So I started at the front desk in 2015, and then I moved on to sales. So I've been in the industry for quite some time now.
How beneficial do you feel it was to start doing it as a internship, and rather than just going as a job?
Very beneficial because you get to see what the culture is like of the industry and see if that's something that you would really like, especially for hospitality. It's a 24/7 business. So if you're in it, you really have to be in it and you really have to like it because it could be very demanding. So like...
When you say demanding, because of the customer you deal with or the type of paperwork that you got to deal with, like with the... where you gotta deal with the main office, how you deal with custom, because deal with people. Yeah.
So I think what you mean is like, is it like management, or is it the customers, or is it like all bundled up together?
Yeah.
All of it. So all of it. So being that it's a 24/7 industry, it could be very demanding in terms of scheduling, depending where you work. So specifically operations, if you work on the operation side, you could have late shifts. You could be working every weekend, working holidays. So that part was a little bit interesting to get into. And then also the customers, because, a lot of customers have that mindset that customers are always right and you should give them whatever they want. So depending on your management and what their style is, you need to alter yourself, your responses, and how the customer service is.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I could relate to that in the sense that, like since I manage stores, it's not only the customers that's challenging, because it is a challenge, right? Because it's like, yeah, it's like you said, the customer always right. Which customers are always right. So we gotta clear that out there. But to teach someone on how to implement that the customer is right, and also understand like the policies and how to like intertwine them together, that is a challenge within itself. So yeah, like I could relate in that sense, because well, in your case it's like where people are gonna stay for a while, so some people might want to be really comfortable.
Yeah.
And yeah, so well, I mean, can you share what's like the most like outrageous situation where a customer? Can you share that?
So,
Possible, yeah.
I mean, So for me, the most challenging was dealing with the customer, right? But I've learned that you need to educate the customer because they don't really know the policies and the procedures that you need to go to or go through so I specifically sell events, meetings, conferences, or room blocks for big groups.
Yeah.
So they don't really understand how it works for the salespeople to communicate to the operations people and what's the do's and don'ts within the hotel.
Yes, yes.
So, for example, a really challenging situation that I had was for a bar mitzvah. So it was a last minute event. It was like within 3 weeks. And it was right by one of the waves of the pandemic.
Okay.
So it was towards the end of 2021. And so basically the customer wanted everything for nothing. And I'm like, well, that's not how it works. And we're also a union hotel, so there's a lot of rules when it comes to operations, having servers, having bartenders, having chef attendants. So like you want all these things, but you don't want to pay for them, but you have to. And she unfortunately didn't like the answer, like, no.
Yeah, of course.
So that became a challenging conversation to the point where she was like yelling at me, cursing at me on the phone. And I basically had to stop her and say, I'm sorry, but you're not going to talk to me like that.
Yeah, yeah. And how did that transition end? Like how like did she buy in or?
So it actually we bought in because it ended with me going to my director and saying, I'm not dealing with this customer anymore. She's very rude and disrespectful. If you want the business, you're more than happy to take it on and transfer it over to one of our associate directors who can deal with a more challenging client.
Yes.
And they did. And the event was successful, but it was a headache.
Okay. So what did the client end up getting everything they wanted?
They ended up getting most of what they wanted, but they also had to give in on their end too. Like they also had to pay for everything.
They had to compromise.
Yeah. So it was a compromise, which is there's always a compromise in sales.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the nature of the business. You know, you just deal with some clients who are a little bit less understanding and less flexible. So
it reminds me of like something that I went through is a bit similar. So I will have customers sometimes come in that they know me like for years, and they come in with a mindset. Well, he knows me, so he's gonna hook me up, right?
Yep.
So they'll come in. Like I'll give them a price. Let's just throw out their price. Let's say a phone. You could see that it costs about $300, and I left it for like $250. Let's just say. They'll say, okay, all right. Well, can you shrink more than that? I'm like, well, I can't. I'm trying to do the best I can, and I knocked off $50. All right, awesome. All right, so just throw in the case, throw in the screen protector, throw in the headphones, and I'm like, yo, I just gave you like $50 off,
and then $100 worth of accessory.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, like, what are we doing? Oh, I come here. I came here from. I have people coming in from far. Like, I have somebody coming in from Pennsylvania. I have people coming in. I actually had a customer come in from Cali once, but they came visiting.
Yeah, of course.
But one of their agendas was like, I'm gonna get they lasted like 3 months without getting thinking about getting a phone, but they decided to come to me. So I'm like, I honor that because I know that like when you come to my location, you do walk away with an experience. Like I make sure that everybody walks away with an experience. But it's like sometimes the customers I be asking for too much, man. I'm sorry, you guys. If you guys wanna, you ask for too much sometimes, and we gotta you gotta work with me. I'll work with you, but you gotta work with me. And I when I can, I give you guys deals. When I can't, understand. You know what I'm saying? but
that's the thing. They don't understand. It's not like throw it in. It's like, no, I'm gonna end up paying for it because you don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. No, it's sometimes it could become a nuisance, and Especially, I mean, with me, it's technology. Sometimes a phone, I'll do all of these things for them, and then the phone happens to the speakers blown out or something, because it's a technical issue.
Yeah.
So now it becomes worse.
So it's bad when I complain.
Yeah.
So it's bad when
You can complain. It's okay, but it's like you gotta be understanding. I mean, like we go through a lot, and especially like if you ever walk into my store, like there's times that it's flooded and people are demanding things from me. When you see that I have like 10 people waiting and you come in the front of the line, demanding stuff, because, maybe I owed you something for like 3 days ago. So now you're expecting the service. Like, look, I don't even know what you want right now. Like, I'm dealing with all these people. I don't know what you want right now. Like, I might have an idea, but I can't pinpoint how I'm gonna solve your issue. So, I go through challenging things like that. We understand that you guys are right, but you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like you gotta give us a break and understand that we go through challenging stuff. So
No, I can't
That's
try
what I
to
got
take it.
from
I can't
that.
try to take it easy on yourself, person.
yeah, just at least take it easy on me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm joking.
We're joking.
So yeah, no, it's a very interesting topic that you bring in because it's something that's not talked about a lot. About us trying to give customer experience and people giving us a hard time. So besides working, like, do you do anything else, or were you doing anything?
So I was also teaching beginner salsa ansu classes in Passaic, where I grew up. But I stopped that a few weeks ago because I'm in the middle of transitioning to move out of state. So I stopped a few weeks ago so that basically I can get my life together and set myself up for success over there.
Awesome. So yeah, that's basically the next topic I wanted to talk about. So I know you were raised here. You're like accustomed to this habitat, and now you're transitioning to another habitat. You want to talk to us a little bit about that and what made you decide to do this transition?
Yes. So I've actually been wanting to move for a few years just because, I feel like I need a change of scenery. Like I've been here my entire life. I lived in the same house for 28 years. And it was like, of course, I love all my people, my friends, everything I've learned, all the challenges, all the lessons that I've gotten from being here.
Yeah.
But I feel like in order to grow to another level, I need to remove myself from being comfortable and make myself uncomfortable. Being comfortable, being uncomfortable somewhere else. So I feel like that's the way that I'm going to be able to level up and grow more, and not only with myself and my career, and just expand my knowledge and perspective. Like I feel with traveling, I travel a lot. And with traveling, I feel like I've grown my perspective and been able to be understanding and knowledgeable and open-minded. So I feel like taking that to the next level is moving out of state. And I'm moving by myself. I'm not going to a familiar place, to a familiar workplace. Like it's going to be the same hotel brand, but I don't know anyone there. So it's going to be very interesting.
Wow.
I'm excited.
Okay, because I mean I thought you was gonna come with your catch up line. Is it gonna be scary out there? Like
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
No, it's gonna be different. I imagine it's gonna be different because like my father bought the house in PA, and it's mad different from here. It's not even Philadelphia. It's like in more by the Poco. It's a little bit more sober. And no, a change could be good. I know a lot of people are scared of change, but change could. Let me see. You might find something that you wasn't expecting, and it's gonna be good.
Exactly.
Right? So.
no, and you said the key word. I mean, you want to be comfortable in a comfortable situation. I mean, that's where people really grow.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
I try my best not to live within fear. So like everyone's like, oh, you're not scared to go out there by yourself. Like you don't know anyone. Yes, I have an aunt that's an hour from where I'm going to be, but that's still an hour. And like, I'm not depending on that. Like I'm very independent. So I feel like if you live in fear, you're never going to meet the levels. You're never going to get to the capacity that you can grow to.
Exactly.
So
Nice.
it's just go out there, no fears, and do what you got to do.
No, it's pretty awesome. Where do you mind sharing where it is that you?
I'll be moving to Atlanta.
Okay, Atlanta.
ATL.
Yeah.
I've never visited out there.
I heard from I know somebody who moved over there, but he loved it. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna have fun.
Yeah, I only hear good things. I mean, I've been there a few times, so I
Okay.
know what it's like.
Oh.
They call it Hotlanta, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right, we'll find out.
I mean, mad people was moving there too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting. I feel like the population is getting big over there. I know a couple of people have moved. So
a lot of people are just transitioning to different places too, because it's like, especially people that live in New York, it's getting tough out here. I mean,
Yeah, it
it's
is. The
undeniable.
tri-state is no
Yeah.
joke. So a lot of people are going down south, and that's one of the hot spots.
Yeah. Okay.
And I got lucky with work. Like, they're transferring me, so...
Okay. Also, did you ask for this or did they offer this to you? Like, how did that
So,
go?
kind of in between both.
Okay.
So, my current hotel is going through a transition where my parent company is not going to own or manage it anymore. So,
Okay.
in order for me to stay with the company, I had to transfer to another hotel. Now, with that being said, I could have transferred to a hotel here in New York or another hotel in Jersey, but I was like, why would I do that? I'm going to take advantage and have them relocate me somewhere completely new and just start a new chapter.
Okay. How is the hotel business now? Like, and I mean, there's a specific reason why I ask, but do you see it being more? Is there more traffic now than before? Have you seen
Yes.
it declining?
It's
Okay.
booming.
Yeah?
Like, it's at the 2019 level of busy. Like, it's busy.
And is there any specific reason you know why? Like any?
I mean, I feel like people are just ready to meet again. Like, after the 2 years of the pandemic,
Yeah.
people are tired of being cooped in. They want to get out. They want to travel. They want to get back to, like, living a normal life.
Yeah.
no, it makes
And,
sense.
like-
During the pandemic, I'm sorry to interrupt. How it affected the business? Because
Oh,
I
it
think if you
was-
think about that part.
Yeah, we closed the hotel for a whole year. So
Wow.
I was furloughed in March
Yeah.
2020, and then I was completely laid off in October 2020. And I didn't go back until September 2021.
Oh, wow, so you was laid off. It actually affected a lot of people then.
Yeah, it affected a lot of people. We completely closed for a whole year. But thankfully, when we got reopened, we were busy from day one.
That's good, I guess.
But when you went back, did you have to start from the bottom, or they let you stay on the same type of position? Oh,
I actually got a promotion when I came back.
even better.
So-
Yo, it worked out. Hey, you don't
Yeah.
gotta clap for that, right? That's good.
Yeah, so I actually got a promotion when I came back. I used to be an event sales manager. That's where I was like selling, detailing, and servicing my events. And now I'm a group sales manager. So I sell it and then pass it on to the event planning manager.
Oh, wow.
So
That's dope. So you took a forced break. I was about to
Yeah,
say that,
right?
right?
yeah, pretty much.
The forced break, you come back with a promotion. So that's great. It's great to hear.
How was that for you? Like at first, when you first got laid off, were you like, how were you feeling at that precise point in time?
So honestly, the moment that they laid us off, I was happy because I was so stressed at work at the time.
Yeah.
Like the dynamics of my team, my director, like everything was very different, and it just wasn't an environment that I wanted. And I didn't really realize that until they were like, okay, well, today's your last day. And I was like so happy, and everybody was like looking at me like, is she okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm out, bye.
Yeah, she had all them savings, man. Like she was ready. Like
But she was able to collect too. So on
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
So you
of
good.
course, yeah, that
Yeah.
as well.
Even that. So that's perfect.
And it was really a blessing in disguise. At first, like, I was happy that I was gonna have a break from all the chaos at work, but then I was like, oh my God, am I gonna have to like find a new career? Like, what is gonna happen? Everything was so uncertain, and I'm such a planner, just
Yeah.
but naturally with what I do and how the person that I am. So not knowing what was gonna happen or what was to come was driving me crazy. So then I decided to go back to volunteering, which I used to do when I was in college. So I was volunteering twice a week. So it was helping me it was very fulfilling. So that was a huge help. And from there, they asked me to work part-time and manage one of their programs, which was the food distribution programs for families. And then after that, they asked me to be full-time project manager. So I became a full-time project manager for a nonprofit. And then once the hotel reopened, they started calling me back. And I actually declined them twice. And then the third time I was like, you know what? Let me hear them out. They got a new director. They have a new team. So let me just meet the director and see how I feel.
Okay.
And when I met the director, we instantly clicked. So I was like, let me just try. Because again, working for a nonprofit, it's amazing. It's fulfilling. But you can only go so far.
Yeah.
It's
Of course.
nonprofit.
Yeah.
So, and it was a small nonprofit. So there wasn't really a lot of room for me to grow.
Yeah.
At least not in the moment. So in order to meet other personal goals, I was going to have to step out and do something else.
The hotel, it wasn't connected to what you was doing with the nonprofit, right?
No, not at all.
I wanted to ask, just to get a follow-up question. But the message that I wanted to bring out, I mean, it's probably not the case in this case, but you always want to, if you have the time, always do volunteer work because that kind of brings value. Right, it shows you like your character. You know,
Yeah.
you're willing to volunteer for something, and you give more to it when you're volunteering sometimes than when you're actually getting paid.
Yes.
Because when you're getting paid, it feels like you're just doing it because they're asking you to do it, rather than if you're volunteering to something, you actually become better at your craft because you're putting emotion into the work that you're doing. I mean,
Exactly. It's your willingness. It's what brings you happiness in a completely different way. And I
Yeah.
didn't even know how that happiness felt until I went back to volunteering. And I was like, wow, this is like completely different, like a whole different realm.
Yeah.
And even though I was an employee at the end of the day, I was still doing it like if I was a volunteer.
Yes.
Because I wasn't there for the money. I was there to help people. I was there to make sure that families had food to put on their table every day. So it was a really nice experience.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to add to that is like when you do something out of like 'cause, you're invested in it, like people see that. Like if if your boss is director, whoever is watching, they're watching this, and these are the people that get promoted. These are people that excel. Other than people that just work to just get the money, they do as least as possible. People see that too. So, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that, but when you see somebody, getting promoted, understand why they got promoted. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, because they're not just doing it for the money. Like, I mean, it's when you do a job. Well, our guest said that don't go into a job just thinking about the money because you gaining experience.
Yeah.
And while you were doing the volunteering, you were gaining a different type of experience in the same business.
It showed me a whole different level of patience. Like, because the community that I was working with, of course, there was a lot of homeless and a lot of minorities. So, and a lot of the homeless people had like mental illnesses. So they would curse at me. Like I got one time, one of them like almost hit me.
Whoa.
And it's just, you just have to not take it personal and understand that they're going through their own difficulties and don't really know how to react to things in a normal way. So it just showed me a whole different level of patience and understanding and empathy for people.
Of course. All right. So one of the reasons why I asked how's the hotel business going is because, like there's like a big market that's growing now, which is the Airbnb. So a lot of people are registering to Airbnb because it's more affordable, and it gives them a sense of more freedom, I guess.
No, it feels more like a home. I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't feel like
it feels,
you staying in a place. Feel like a home.
So I was just gonna ask you, like, do you guys feel that or not? It's just busy for you guys, anyways. Either way.
My property specifically, no. I think properties that are more focused on extended stay or like maybe resorts or things like that. But my property is very heavy with like corporate. So like corporate meetings, conferences, or people coming into their offices from other places.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of rates that are negotiated with these
Okay.
companies so that their employees can stay with us. And then we do a lot of the meetings and conferences, like I said. So we don't really feel any of that.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't affect you.
It just depends
In
on the
field,
market
yeah,
you're
in
in.
the field, yeah. You guys never got like one of those big socials out there, salsa socials. To contact
We
with?
haven't had a salsa social. We have had a dance group. It's called Dance With Me. They hold their conferences with us
Okay.
a few times a year,
All right.
which is like they do competition and they do like all types of dance, like ballroom dance and stuff like that.
That's
nice.
funny. Last time I went to the, how you call it, one of those water parks, that resort one. I think I saw that sign that that's for me. So
Yeah, they're all over.
they're all over. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, what? It look like those dance show. But
Yeah.
it look exactly like I was surprised. That's why it sounded familiar. That's for me. I think I saw it one of the resort I went to.
Yeah.
How was your experience watching them?
I think you really watch it because I was.
you just
I
saw the
couldn't.
sign like.
No, I couldn't because I think there were people that already went. I was walking to the lobby on the basement. Yeah, I saw a door and mad people dancing. I was like, what they dancing? I saw the door open. And I think there was, I saw people competing. So I was like, oh, I think they do that. Because I went to that resort because for the water park. I think they were going to do
Yeah,
that type
of
of show.
course.
That's why I think he saw it. But yeah, so it's a big company. I think I know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's dope. Now I know why they was there. So
So let me ask you this. I mean, I just thought about this. Did you experience any like any uh, life experiencing events and like in these events, because you get to see what it is that the event is about. You get to be a part of it, right? In a sense of being there and seeing what the events are about. Is there anyone that kind of called your attention? Like, oh man, this is awesome.
I wouldn't say anyone specifically. Maybe the Red Cross. They do blood drives with us. And that could be very fulfilling because at the end they tell us like, thanks for your contribution. Like we were able to save this many lives because we were able to get this much blood from everyone who attended. I think that has been the most fulfilling. Just because mainly I work with like corporate seminars and trainings and things like that. When I did do more of the social events, that was also fulfilling because like I would used to do weddings and like sweet 16s or reunions or birthdays, and you just get to see like the excitement and the happiness at the end.
Yeah, no, that's why I asked a question, because you do get to experience things that like that. But for some people, it could be like a life changer. Because I've been part of seminars of like of people that they change their life, whether it's financially, whether it's spiritually. So that's why I asked. You get to experience that. That's pretty good career if somebody wants to be able to experience different things,
yeah, definitely.
different events.
Yeah,
So,
it's a very diverse and large industry where there's so many different aspects to it.
So I like to ask this question to most of my guests, right? It's kind of a thing to like keep everyone, what's the right word, just keep them well, I'm thinking the word humble, but that's not the word I'm trying to look for.
I'm thinking of the word. That's why I was saying nothing either.
But I'll just ask you this question. My question to you is like, so I see that you're devoted to this. This is what you're gonna do as a career. Are you taking? Wait, let me ask you this first. Are you taking it further, or is this where you feel like you're comfortable with?
Oh no, I'm never comfortable.
Okay,
And that's the right
Definitely.
mindset.
And that's why I'm moving. Like, to go further. Like, I'm definitely gonna take it further. With this move, I'm staying stagnant in terms of positions.
Yeah.
But the property that I'm going to is 3 times the size of what I'm working with now. So that in itself is gonna teach me a whole other level in the hospitality and events and things like that.
Okay.
But I definitely want to grow into like an associate director or director. I mean, you never know. There's so many different positions to do. Like I can go out to the corporate level and like train people on things like this, or like help manage the global events for the company, or even be a general manager at a hotel.
Yeah.
Like my associate director, when I told her I was leaving, she was like, "Okay, well, you'll be my general manager one day, so I'll see you."
I mean, the
So, like,
sky
she
is the
thinks like
limit.
that.
Yeah. No, you never gotta settle. The sky's the limit. I'm glad because we need to let people know, like, once you make it to one position, go for the next one up.
Yeah, why not? You never know
You never
the
know.
potential that you can reach unless you try.
Exactly.
Like and don't even worry about doing it for anyone else. Just do it for yourself.
Of course,
Like
yeah.
you want to grow to levels that you didn't see your parents go to, your grandparents. And like if you're a big family person, like you have little cousins looking up to you, siblings looking up to you. So like, and that's one of the things for me. Like I'm very family oriented. And I hear it from my cousins all the time, like, "Oh, you're such a good role model. Thank you for like teaching us a path to just live life, focus on you, go to school, do what you love to do, travel at the same time, and just like have all these different experiences that life has to offer, because you never know."
Live life,
And never
To the
settle.
fullest.
Yeah, never settle too.
Don't settle.
So where my question was gonna be, where do you see yourself like a year from now? Like do you have a projection of where you see yourself a year from now? As far as what you're doing.
Specifically, where I see myself a year from now, I don't. I would like to be a senior sales manager next.
Okay.
I don't know if that would be a year from now. It would just depend on what type of experience Atlanta offers me.
Yeah.
And who knows, in a year, I can move somewhere else. I only have to be in Atlanta for a year and I can just transfer somewhere else. So depends on my experience in Atlanta. If I want to stay there and grow at that property, I can do that and hopefully reach the senior sales position there, or transfer somewhere else and do that.
If they offer you the senior position back in Jersey, what you
Maybe. I mean, never say never.
That's the thing. I was just wondering.
You never know.
Yo, you gotta come back if you want this position.
You never know. Maybe I'll get homesick and I'm like, yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah. Awesome. Are you looking to pursue like teaching like salsa again or any type of other dance?
So everybody keeps asking me that. And I honestly don't know. I just want to go out there, check out the scene. I already found 2 studios. So I'm going to go out there, check out the scene, how the dancing is. I'm sure it's different from New York. Like,
Yeah.
what compares to the New York salsa scene other than like Italy and major countries like that? But I'm going to go scope it out first and then see if the opportunity presents itself.
Okay. Do you have any like hobbies? I mean, I know dancing is probably one of them, but is there any other hobby that you have? Because we understand that, like somebody who works hard, like it could drive you insane if you're just not doing it. I know you say you go on vacations, and I know you dance sometimes, but is there any other hobbies that you want to share with the viewers that you have? Or
No, like mainly it's just dancing and traveling.
Okay.
That's what I thrive off of. But I'm an adventurous person, so I always like to try new things, whether it's trying new foods, new places,
New podcasts.
new adventures, new podcasts. This is my first time coming out on a podcast, so I was very excited.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity.
Of course.
Yeah, but I always like to try new things. So
Okay.
Then try new food. Anything
Yeah.
you would recommend? A new food that you ate that you never ate
I mean, a lot of people haven't tried Indian food. It's great. So
before?
I like
I heard they're spicy, no?
it could be, but you could ask for it mild and it won't be spicy. So like I like to try all types of food. Like I said, never say never.
Yeah.
Like don't put it down unless you've tried it.
No, that's a good advice for anything. Not
Yeah,
even for
anything.
food. Yeah.
You said earlier you're correct me if I'm wrong, but you're half Nicaraguan?
Yeah, so I'm half Nicaraguan and half Puerto Rican.
Okay.
But I was raised like full Puerto Rican.
All right, my question is like since we in the topic, have you tried any dishes from Nicaragua? Like
Specific to Nicaragua, no.
okay,
Not
okay.
not no, not really.
Okay, now I was just curious to know if there's some dishes I might want to try out.
Yeah, that's why I was asking about the food.
Yeah, no, not that I can specifically speak on. Hopefully, I'll go there soon and
All
come
right.
back
All right,
and let you
Let
know.
me know. Yeah, you let me know. All right, cool. All right. So, last question will be: do you have like any mentors? Anybody that you follow? You know, that have you ever gotten coach? Anything in that nature?
Honestly, not really.
Okay.
I kind of had to be like my own mentor. Of course, there's always resources and people that you can reach out to if you have questions or doubts like that. Like in regards to now, in regards to my work, I would definitely consider my current director as a mentor moving
Yes.
forward. She was literally the main reason why I went back to working at the hotel.
Yeah.
And she's an amazing director. She really cares about us as people, our well-being, as well as the business. But she always has us first in mind, which is rare.
Yeah. It's funny how sometimes we don't realize who's mentoring you till you get asked the question, right? Because the same thing happened to me. I brought in the person who trained me on how to like how the business aspect, how to manage a business, and I didn't realize he was my mentor till I started asking people the question, and I'm like, dude, I have a mentor, like let me bring him in, and talk to him. So
Yeah.
like it's crazy how we don't realize that we do have mentors. We do have people that guide us, because you don't get to where you get at alone, even though it may feel like that. You get influences, from somebody, whether you saw it on a video, whether you saw a friend, whether like somebody like put you on a path. Like you were saying earlier, like people told you that you should practice this field. You know what I mean? So it's we have to value like the people around us that's good. You know what I mean? Like we have to acknowledge
That bring
and
out the
value.
good in us.
Yes. So so with that being said, want to thank you for coming in. Is there anything else? Is there any message you want to like give the audience before?
I just want to say, always stay true to yourself. Do what's going to make you happy, because no one else is going to worry about your happiness or provide you the happiness that you want and deserve
Yeah.
like you are. So just stay true to yourself. Do what's going to make you happy, and just stay humble.
All right. So, like I said, I want to thank you for taking your time and doing our podcast. And I do appreciate it for giving our listener the knowledge and power. And also, if you like what we're doing, please follow us on Instagram at Level Up Success Podcast. And there's a link where you could see our website. It'll take you to a link to listen to us on Podbean, Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and on Friday we're always coming up with a new video version of the episode.
All right, guys. So all you gotta do is go to Instagram. You look at the link, and the link will guide you to whatever is
Platform.
best, whatever platform best suits you. Okay, and just want to let you guys know we out here leveling up to success. Want to give you guys a deuces.
Dude said, peace.
Thank you.
Awesome.